and we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll.
Every day about the products you all wish MyPillow carried. Well, guess what? We probably do. Slippers, bathrobes, pet beds, blankets, mattresses, sleepwear, loungewear, duvets, comforters, pot holders, aprons, oven mitts, and so much more. And they're all on sale. For example, get our best-selling standard MyPillows for only $14.98. Body pillows, $29.98. 6-piece bath towels or kitchen towel sets, just $29.98. Multi-use MyPillow 2.0s with pillowcase, $9.98. Save $40 on our Spring Percale and Giza Dream bedsheet sets. Any size, any color, and so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save up to 80% on all MyPillow products. And I've never done this before. When you spend $100 or more, you're going to get 2 standard MyPillows absolutely free.
That's right, folks. Absolutely free. Welcome back. Josh here, Oreo Express. Hope you're having a fabulous Monday afternoon, Monday evening over there on the East Coast. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate your support. If we can ask you if you would please hit that like button and share this out, guys. You guys are what make all this possible, and we want to say thank you for that. I'm going to jump over here in the comments, see who's in here. Trina's in the house. Hello, Trina. Thank you for being back in here again. JH Candy Bar, hello, hello. Old Uncle Bill, what is up? And then we got First Amendment. First Amendment Media did a Rumble rant. Says Josh secretly loves penny loafers and he knows it. We don't want to get into Matt's. We're going to be talking a little bit about fetishes because for some reason there's a corrupt cult that thinks June and every other month is their month, but I won't bring up too much about Matt. Nola, what's up? Susan K. Spencer, Hunter, Arcade, Texas, still working. Will it ever end? Kate, it never ends. We got to pay for those illegals somehow. Let's see. Let's go down to the bottom now. And KLM 79, Texas Bigfoot. Thank you guys for joining in. Appreciate you all. And Jan Garner's in the house. Hello, Jan. Cliffs, Smith & Wesson 9mm. What's up, bud? Prayers for you. So we got some updates today to talk about on the terrorist attack that happened in Boulder, Colorado. He's been planning this out for over a year. And wouldn't have been able to plan any of this out if he was removed from the country. He was here illegally, but we've talked about that. I think you guys know it. But we're going to talk about that. Also going to talk about the Department of Education celebrating Title IX month this June. And we'll get into that. We'll also talk about some of the depravity that's going on in some of these, what they call pride parades. Where most Americans probably wouldn't do half the stuff they're doing in the street in their bedrooms. But we'll get into that and a lot more, including this one's great. I'm going to love this one the most. Attorney General Rob Bonta. And when we play the video, you're going to crack up. Also, before we get started, we're also going to give you a little update. Republicans offered an opportunity for Democrats to work on the cost of living here in California. especially with gas. We have a gas increase. We already pay the highest gas price in the nation. We have refineries leaving because of rules and regulations that have been adopted by Democrats and only Democrats. And so Republicans tried to give them an opportunity to take action, and they denied it. So B. Mikey says, let's get the party started, right? All right, Bill Malugan. It says breaking news. Give me 1 second. It says breaking news, new details on Colorado terror attack suspect as feds charge him with a federal hate crime. According to federal court filings obtained by Fox News, Egyptian illegal alien Mohammed Salman admitted in an interview that he wanted to kill all Zionist people and had been planning the attack for a year, and that he would conduct the attack again if he could. He allegedly told investigators that he waited to carry out the attack until his daughter graduated high school. Oh. And so hopefully we have his daughter on a plane out of this country right now. But it says, and that he specifically targeted Zionist groups in Boulder after learning about them from an online search. It was premeditated, as he allegedly admitted he knew they would gather on Sunday at 1 p.m. He arrived and waited for them. There's another story of what we call lying in wait. We've seen this a few times with these terrorists, and it's you've seen it with Luigi Mangione, that executed a CEO of a health company. And you've seen it other times as well over the last couple months. It says, additionally, investigators found a black container with 14 more Molotov cocktails near the spot he was arrested in. Inside his vehicle, investigators found paperwork with the words Israel, Palestine, and USAID. And it says this man was admitted into the country via a tourist visa during the Biden administration. He overstayed, filed an asylum request, and was granted work authorization by the Biden administration, which expired at the end of March of this year. So we got a little bit more, a couple other comments on that so you guys could see some videos. This is where they talk about this. This is an
I want to thank the Boulder Police Department. I will highlight for you that there were 16 unused Molotov cocktails that were recovered by law enforcement in the hours after the incident took place. 16. So I really want to thank the Boulder Police Department and their law enforcement responders, as well as the first responders who provided medical aid to the victims. But that rapid response with the recovery of the 16 unused Molotov cocktails, I think speaks for itself. I will highlight.
Man, just a blessing that more people weren't injured. And again, there's a little bit more. I want you to listen to Acting U.S. Attorney for the District of Colorado, and take a listen to this, because again, I hate to say this to you, and again, we're not conspiracy theorists or anything like that, but this is going to continue to happen. There is thousands of terrorists in this country that hate America, hate what we stand for, hate that we were founded on Judeo-Christian values. You see it with the left. They want to change that. They hate everything about morality. And so just be forewarned, we will be covering a lot more of this stuff as Democrats
were in contact yesterday. My office,
Republicans, in their effort to get these people out of the country.
And AAG Dillon were in contact yesterday throughout the day, which helped lead to the federal charge that we're announcing today. My office has charged Mohammed Sabri Solomon, age 45, with the commission of a hate crime under 18 U.S.C. Section 249. When that offense includes attempted murder, the statutory maximum federal sentence is life in prison. No one should ever be subjected to violence of any kind. But our laws recognize
that such violence is particularly pernicious when someone is targeted because of their race, their religion, or their national origin. According to our complaint and the charges brought by DA Doherty's office, Mr. Solomon stated that he had been planning this attack for a year. And he acted because he hated what he called the Zionist group.
Right.
But what the charges allege that he did was to throw Molotov cocktails at a group of men and women, some of them in their late 80s, burning them as they peacefully walked on a Sunday to draw attention to Israeli hostages held in Gaza. And when he was interviewed about the attack, he said he wanted them all to die. He had no regrets, and he would go back and do it again. He said that he had previously tried to purchase a firearm, but resorted to the Molotov cocktails when he could not purchase a gun.
I just want to highlight there. He wasn't able to purchase a gun as an illegal alien. It's funny. I'm going to have to ask if this is fair to the leftist group, because they say that illegal aliens have all the rights of American citizens on a regular basis. So what you're saying is if people can't obtain guns, they're going to find other ways to do destruction. Wow, what a concept. I'm going to have to write that one down and take that note.
Because he was not a legal citizen. I remind you that Mr. Solomon is presumed innocent until proven guilty. My office and our partners hope justice will help heal the people in this community and in the communities throughout the country shaken by yesterday's attack.
And again, the unfortunate thing is we know there are more of these people here. So he waited. He's been planning this for over a year. And he waited until the taxpayers funded his daughter's education and until she graduated. I don't know about you, but my first thought is, have we deported a daughter? Promise you the apple don't fall far from the tree. And it's just crazy. Earlier, we did talk about, and I just wanted to bring something up because we're going to talk about this a little more here in a little while. But Boulder Police Chief Stephen Redfern saying that it was too soon to talk about, what kind of attack this was and everything else. Laura Loomer posted this. This is Stephen Redfern with his husband marching in the 2019 Denver Pride Parade. Take a look at that. So DEI causes DIE, and it's just absolutely insane what we're seeing here. Look at that. Imagine this is equality, folks. This is what the left calls equality, when Boulder Police Department worships what people do in their bedroom. It's just amazing to me. It's just amazing. So FBI just confirmed that Mohammed Solomon's daughter, this is reporting from Laura Loomer, who just graduated and is headed into college at 2 Colorado universities. She arrived in the U.S. 2 years ago under Joe Biden. She was born in Egypt and came to the U.S. via Kuwait. She wears a hijab. We have, Laura says, we have all her information and has passed it along to DHS. And again, she reiterates that the father waited until his daughter graduated to do this. She attended a charter school in Colorado where the local paper even did a profile piece about her being an Islamic immigrant student. So I'm thinking, I don't think we have to go much farther than there's plenty of opportunity for her to go to college in Kuwait. See how that works out. And Donald Trump put this out today. Yesterday's horrific attack in Boulder, Colorado will not be tolerated in the United States of America. He came in through Biden's ridiculous open border policy, which has hurt our country so badly. He must go out under Trump policy. Acts of terrorism will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. This is yet another example why we must keep our borders secure and deport illegal anti-American radicals from our homeland. My heart goes out to the victim of this terrible tragedy and the great people of Boulder, Colorado. This is what people elected Trump to do. He's had this stance since his first term in office. And hopefully, I don't think Democrats are ever going to get on board with putting America first, putting American citizens first. We've seen that. They've doubled down. We actually got something to talk about, a new poll, Republicans versus Democrats. And I think they're a little surprised by it. But watch this. Speaking of, you know, I love this because we go to these protests and you have literally at pride parades, the Palestinian flags and them supporting Muslims and the Muslim community. I just want to watch this on CBS Sports when a Muslim man refused to shake a woman's hand and she apologized to it. Take a listen to this. Good old CBS Sports.
Wow. I was everything.
Wow.
How are you guys? You okay? Legends here.
How you doing?
Yeah.
How are you, sir?
Nice to meet you.
Very nice.
Welcome to the show. Apologize. Thank you so much.
How are you?
Habib, the UFC fighter, it is a pleasure to have you.
I apologize for being less of you. And the left always talks about equality. You are less than. And you're not dressed appropriate for him. I just thought that was just absolutely incredible. Now we're going to go to some clown world stuff and just talk about some interviews because the left can't handle everything that Republicans predicted with Joe Biden's open border is happening. They're drug trafficking, human trafficking, selling children in the sex trade. We see terrorist attacks, people dying. And take a look.
You're saying that homeless drug addict.
Listen, I'm not for vandalism, but like
It's more than that. They firebomb these things. Like it's obviously
dangerous, but it's happening on both sides.
What
it's not just
what
one.
person on the right today?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, when you're in power, you don't tend to be the ones that are doing that. But I think after they lost the election in 2020, there was a mob and a person died, and it was a riot at the Capitol. It was crazy.
It was a terrible day, and it should not have happened.
It was a horrible day, and it's not the only example. Let me just check my calendar, and it was 5.5 years ago. Can we also talk about the fact that someone broke into Nancy Pelosi's house and violently beat up her husband?
You're saying that homeless drug addict is a conservative?
Well, I mean, why do you think she was targeted?
How many remembers that homeless drug addict that had a Black Lives Matter and a rainbow flag outside his house? How many remember that? The left has no argument. They are trying. Again, we told you 10 years from now, when the left is burning down police stations still, if we don't get a handle on this, they're going to talk about January 6th. And she said one person died, multiple people died. Roseanne Boylan. Obviously, we all know Officer Sicknick, and we also know about Ashley Babbitt. May God rest her soul, and hopefully there is some accountability for the person that killed Ashley Babbitt. But don't you just find this absolutely insane? I mean, they have no argument here. They want, and this is what they say on their talking points when they're on
hurricane season is officially
CNN and MSNBC, this violent group of Republicans. Violent group. I was just violently assaulted because of my political opinion while I was in a family with my vehicle. Please spare me. But listen, they need some other stuff to go after Trump. It's not working. So listen to what they're moving now. This is laughable.
Hurricane season has officially kicked off, but we are now seeing cuts at FEMA. We are seeing cuts at NOAA. And notably,
so these were the Doge cuts, which we've talked about a lot, right?
Doge cuts, the residual
exiting.
of that. Craig Fugate, a former leader of FEMA, over the weekend, warning in the Associated Press that he has concerns that this is going to be a liken to 2005, notably the year of Katrina, because of essentially the brain drain at FEMA and the folks that have knowledge of how to navigate these disasters.
I don't know if this person thinks they're Nostradamus, but again, we've cut the fat out of many agencies. If you've ever been in management in the private sector like I have, and you've ever dealt with the public sector that's taxpayer funded, there is a lot of fat. I mean, you could probably cut down every department by at least 50%. And as long as you have people that were willing to work for their income, you would run much more efficient. And that's what we are doing. We are cutting out the fat, getting rid of the waste, abuse, and fraud. And so now they're already trying to set up that we have a hurricane. Oh, you know what? Between that and then when it gets here, that hurricane, we've never had hurricanes before. This must be because of global warming. And then, like we showed you 2 weeks ago, that newscast that was one of my favorite of this year, where they said, well, it's cooling down, but this could be the effects of global warming. Oh, you don't hate legacy media enough. Now listen to this. Listen to this. We got 2 clips on this one. 2 clips on this one. This one, probably, I don't know if it's my favorite today. I think my favorite today is going to be Attorney General Rob Bonta when we get to that one. Take a look at this. Run the numbers. Democrats still have problems on the economy.
Yeah, you would think after all of the waves, Kate Baldwin, after the last few months, the first 5 months of the Donald Trump presidency, right, the first 4 months of the Donald Trump presidency, that you expect that Democrats would have this massive lead on the economy. It ain't so. It ain't so. The party that is closest to your economic views, in November of 2023, it was the Republicans by 11 points. Now it's still within that range, still within that margin of error. Plus 8-point advantage for the Republican Party. How is that possible, Democrats? How is that possible after all the recession fears, after the stock market's been doing all of this, after all the tariffs that Americans are against, and Republicans still hold an 8-point lead on the economy?
They are so disappointed that people aren't listening to their propaganda no more. They are the failing legacy media. We talked about the failing Fresno Bee and their fake article over the weekend about a protester gets pepper sprayed, nothing to have to do with the violent assault. And I just think this is extremely satisfying to most. And can I tell you something? They were very confident in their polls that Kamala Harris was going to win. Remember that? Oh, I don't know. She's neck and neck, like 3 weeks before the election. And this is going to be a toss-up. And all the polls that we were looking at, and again, we use polls as talking points. But listen to how CNN tried to cope with this. This is extremely hilarious when it's their own poll. And listen, we gotta CNN wash it somehow. Take a listen.
The poll also asks which party best reflects their view on a range of issues. And when it comes to crime, the economy, immigration, still hold an advantage, although actually those numbers are starting to slip. How did you think about this poll as you were looking through?
I couldn't help but be reminded about a big problem in my part of the world, the econ part of the world. We can't get a clean read on how consumers feel about the economy because the data has been infected by partisanship, really in an unprecedented manner.
This is a CNN poll. The data, we can't get good data. Let's talk about the fact that, and we have partisanship. We have a black and white world. There is no middle ground here anymore. Not when the Democrats have chose to put male and female sports and female locker rooms, open borders, higher taxes, higher gas prices, all those things. You either got people that support the communism or people that support freedom and lower cost. But just take a listen. I'm going to back this up a little. I love how CNN explains it.
About the economy, because the data has been infected by partisanship, really in an unprecedented manner. So,
meaning your partisanship reflects whether or not you think the economy is good or not?
Do people think the economy is not doing well, or do they just not like who's in the White House? This is a huge problem right now, and it's making it impossible to get that clarity that economists like to see about how consumers are doing. Do they intend to spend? Makes it impossible to
What's amazing is just imagine having those poll numbers when they wanted to destroy. Right now, you should be starving. If you listen to the Democrats and Trump's executive orders, you should be starving. Store shelves should be empty. Your prices should be almost 3 times as much. Gas prices are down to some of the lowest levels over Memorial Day weekend, some of the lowest levels they've seen since, what was it, 2003? If you adjust for inflation, that's 22 years ago. Oh, yeah, that's horrible. I'd rather have the Democrats' policies on that. Everything they said the stock market would crash and everything else. That's amazing. All you're hearing on legacy media, the failing legacy media, is how bad Trump is, how bad his policies are, how bad his staff is. But that's not resonating into their polls, their own CNN polls. And I think it's quite hilarious.
The poll also asks which party best reflects their view on
these people. They want to be able to come there and saying, we're doing our job. How about this? Here's another kind of a win. If you guys remember, Biden hired 87,000 IRS agents. Trump said, nuh-uh, we can put them out in the field to pick up illegals if we're going to keep them employed. Then, in that same time, they said, if you do a transaction on Venmo or anything else over $600, government wanted to know about it. More government, more intrusion. That's our money, not yours. Take a look at this.
Or more. Next year, cuts are a cash business.
And we opted to, instead of raise prices, go cash only.
But in a semi-cashless age, owner Alex Ward says he wanted to give customers options, which is why he also accepts Venmo.
The ATM's down, people don't have their wallet, whatever it is. All of a sudden, Venmo goes very high very quickly.
Third-party payment apps like Venmo or PayPal have become popular for small businesses and freelancers that don't want to pay credit card fees. But this tax season, the IRS is shaking up the rules for how that income needs to be reported.
The idea is that this is for goods and services being sold for profit.
Tax expert Mike Santo says the new rule will be phased in over the next few years. For 2024, businesses will be required to report any income through these apps of $5,000 or more. Next year, that will drop to $2,500. And for 2026 and beyond, it will be just $600.
Now, I want you to understand, this is an older video explaining how it works. And you see how they said businesses. That wasn't the truth. Anybody who does this, and I'm going to use an example that I know multiple people that's done this, and I've talked to them about it. So let's say you got kids on athletics. I know, not pretending to be the opposite sex, just kids on athletics. You're the team mom. You got a competitive soccer team. Team's going up to, I'll just use Sacramento, for example. Team mom says, hey, we got the room secured. I put it on my credit card. Everybody could Venmo me. You got, say, 14 kids. Everybody can Venmo me $140 each. Well, that equals almost, close to $2,000. That person now has to get a piece of paper from Venmo, PayPal, or Zelle and prove that that money was not a source of income. And that is very common. I can tell you when we do things, even as a group, as a patriot movement, and we have one person that's in charge, sometimes we'll all Venmo, Zelle, or PayPal them. There could be 20 of us. And if it's $50 a piece for whatever we're doing, think about that. It adds up quick, right? And it's just, that's $1,000. But I don't know if a lot of people know that, but part of the big, beautiful bill that Trump has is to remove that. The bill will repeal this insane requirement. Another win for your freedoms, another win for less government intrusion into your personal life. And again, well, Democrats, we're after the rich guys. We're going after the billionaires. Well, we have shown you data that wasn't true. That I can't remember, what was it, 78% of the audits were people making less than $140,000 a year. And again, they just want to go after the people they can bully. You don't have the money making 60 grand a year to hire an attorney or fight the government. You're just going to pay them off. So we're going to get back into this. Check this out. The Tumwater, Washington high school girls gather in protest of boys and girls sports. This is after the weekend's track meet where a boy stole the girls' state title in the 400 meter. And I think this is great. Says XX, this is not a walkout. We are not going anywhere. Protect female sports. Again, it's tough to me to fathom. It's tough for me to fathom the fact that these children are having to fight for themselves without adults. That they are the ones that's affected by this. And there's no, and I say this all the time, we'll call out the fathers who I said, oh, there'll never be a boy in my girl's bathroom. I'll go in there myself, or all this stuff. And they're just quietly sitting on the sidelines, hoping you don't have a megaphone outside. It's really sad. It's really sad because these girls, they just want a chance to compete with each other, not with a male, but with each other. And I'm glad they're standing. Support them at all costs. Mom X Swift says $5 challenge or however much you want to do. Thank you, Josh, for always bringing us the real news. Thank you, Mom X Swift. Appreciate you being part of the Oreo Army and always supporting the cause. Thank you so much. So we got some news today, and we told you it'd be coming. I didn't know if it'd be Wednesday. So let's pull up this tweet from Oreo Express. It says, breaking, on June 2nd, 2025, the U.S. Department of Justice issued a letter to the California Interscholastic Federation regarding its bylaw 300. It says, which mandates that all students participate in girls interscholastic athletics based on their gender identity, regardless of the gender on their record. The DOJ argues this violates equal protection clause of the 14th Amendment by discriminating on the basis of sex, as it deprives female students of athletic opportunities historically limited for their gender while allowing males to compete alongside girls. The CIF must certify compliance by 5 p.m. Eastern Time on June 9, 2025 to avoid legal liability. And here's this. Jan Garner says, challenge accepted. Thank you, Jan. Appreciate you. Appreciate you more than you know. And then let's see, we got one more. JH Candy Bar is up for the rant challenge. Thank you, JH Candy Bar. Thank you, guys, more than you know. So here it is right here. Here is the U.S. Department of Justice Civil Rights Division. This is Harmeet Dillon. We told you she would be getting involved. She is a fighter for truth. And that's where it says the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution prohibits discrimination on the basis of sex. Knowingly depriving female students of athletic opportunities and benefits on the basis of their sex would constitute unconstitutional sex discrimination under the Equal Protection Clause. Scientific evidence shows that upsetting the historic status quo and forcing girls to compete against males would deprive them of athletic opportunities and benefits because of their sex. Therefore, you cannot implement a policy allowing males to compete alongside girls because such a policy would deprive girls of athletic opportunities and benefits based solely on their biological sex, in violation of the Equal Protection Clause. As you guys can imagine, we're going to be following this up. And she also put out, that was funny, she also put out this tweet that says, today at work, put 1,600 plus California schools on blast for violating equal protection in girls' sports. The day is still young. Those are the fighters I want in our government. I'm so happy that Trump chose her in the Civil Rights Division. She's been a fighter for a long time, and appreciate her fight. And so that is great news. And again, once again, Mom X Swift, thank you for the donation challenge on there. And thank you to Jan Garner and JH Candy Bar. And I'll give shout outs to anybody that does any of the other types before we end. Check this out. U.S. Department of Education. This is something I can get behind. Let's take a listen to what Secretary Linda McMahon said. U.S. Department of Education Gov is celebrating June as Title IX month, honoring 53 years of protecting women's rights. Title IX defends against sex-based discrimination. Fairness, safety, and opportunity should be based on biological sex, not gender identity. You're not going to get very many people that argue. I think the latest poll I seen was 76% of Americans polled agreed that this is insanity and it shouldn't be going on. Let's see what else we got. How about this one? I love this one. We showed you this. This is not a new video. But, the insanity of people identifying, again, in California, there is schools with litter boxes for those furries that identify as cats and dogs. And instead of getting them the mental health help they need, the school district caves to them and affirms the animal, if you will. Well, check out this woman. Tell me this ain't great.
I'm so sorry. Oh yeah, sure.
She even brought a paper name. Guess what? She's identifying as a board member.
As a Board of Education member, and my pronouns are I won. Okay.
Talking about her pronouns. Brought her laptop in. She's ready to get to work, folks.
Correct. Can I not just be anything I want to be? Can I not just be a man if I want to be? Can I not just be a dog if I want to be? Can I not just be a Board of Education member if I want to be? Come on. I'm living in your reality, right? I'm living in your reality, and I'm trying to just go with the flow. Thank you. Pronouns are I won. Okay, I'm a Board of Education member. Hi, Dean Rose. Good to see you. Hey, Jane. Let's go. Okay, sure. Thank you. I guess it is.
Oh, man, it doesn't work to identify as a board member? You mean you actually have to be one?
Okay, we're not going to.
Can I say epic? Can I say epic? Again, if we all had our way to play make-believe, I'm going to identify as I'm 67 and a half and start collecting that Social Security before all these illegals take it. And we're just going to move on, right? Move on. Just insane. Now we're going to get into some of the craziness. We talk about this all the time. Every time, I mean, there's multiple months. We're going to get into that. But the left preaches this word equality. And what they want is domination and superiority. It's that plain and simple. Look at Governor Kathy Hochul's tweet. It says, "You can love who you love and be who you are in New York. As the birthplace of LGBTQ rights movement, will never stop fighting for equality. To celebrate the start of Pride Month, landmarks across the state are lit in colors of the rainbow tonight." Now, it's amazing that they chose the rainbow, and there was a reason why. That's God's covenant to the earth, the promise that he will never flood the earth again. If you read the Bible, go to the beginning to how it started. And what they want to be is be detestable and try to, again, it's just like anything I tell you in the 80s. If you are a Christian and they wanted to silence Christians and you didn't believe and you thought homosexuality was wrong, that it was a sin, you were a bigot and a homophobe. And that's how they silenced you. I just find it amazing. How about this one? I've been marching for this is Governor J.B. Pritzker. I've been marching for LGBTQ plus rights since Pride was considered a protest. And I'll continue to march under this administration as a recommitment to fight for equality today. No matter who you are or who you love, you have a home in Illinois. Now, again, this fight hasn't been about being equal. It's been a fight about being superior. And I just want to give you guys a quick little list. These are the people that are supposedly been erased. And I'm going to pull this up. You won't even be able to read it because there's so many dates on here, but I'm going to spend the time to go through them for you. February 19th through 25th, Our Romantic Spectrum Awareness Week. March 21st through 25th, LGBTQI plus IA plus Health Awareness Week. March 31st, Transgender Day of Visibility. April 6th, International Asexuality Day. April 13th, International Day of Pink, Day Opposing Homophobia. April 14th, Day of Silence. April 26th, Lesbian Visibility Day. May 17th, International Day Against Homophobia, Biphobia, and Transphobia. May 19th, Agender Pride Day. May 22nd, Harvey Milk Day. May 25th, Pansexual and Panoramic Awareness Day. Entire month of June, Pride Month. June 23rd, Stonewall Day. June 28th, International LGBTQ Plus Day. July 14th, International Non-Binary People Day. July 16th, International Drag Day. September 16th through the 23rd is Bisexual Awareness Week. September 23rd celebrates Bisexual Day. The entire month of October is now known as LGBT History Month. October 8th, International Lesbian Day. October 11th, National Coming Out Day. October 17th through the 24th, Gender Fluid Visibility Week. October 19th, International Pronouns Day. October 19th, Spirit Day, support for LGBTQ plus youth. October 23rd through the 29th, Asexual Awareness Week. October 26th, Intersex Awareness Day. The entire month of November, Trans Awareness Month. November 5th, Trans Parent Day. November 8th, Intersex Day of Remembrance. November 13th through the 19th, Transgender Awareness Week. November 20th, Transgender Day of Remembrance. And I'm sure there is more. I'm sure there is more. So I know a lot of, there's a lot of different fetishes out there. Why is it this one requires you to worship and have dates on your calendar and whole months? And unfortunately for you that voted for Trump, by defunding USAID, you've also defunded a lot of this because your tax dollars were going to fund this. And throughout the country, many pride parades have now downsized or even canceled their parade because the companies and the groups have ended their contribution to DEI activities like this. Think about this for a second. 1, 2, 3, probably a total of 5 months out of your year. If you added all these months up, all these weeks up, and all these days up, it would probably be equivalent to what, 150 days, which is 5 months. If you take an average of 30 days a month. And that's not enough. That's not enough. Do you not see this agenda and where it has been going? We shared this calendar with you last year and the year before. Think about how many things, and I'm not big on celebrating things that don't need to be celebrated. For one, what I do in my bedroom, no need for you to celebrate, whether I sleep or do something else. I'm not out there trying to say, well, I slept last night, let's have a mypillow.com parade. No, I'm not doing that. And I think people realize more now than ever before. And then it's been pushed and the indoctrination. If you go to Fresno Unified School District, we've gone to those board meetings 100 times. Go to their Twitter page. It's a rainbow flag with love on the back, or a rainbow painting with love on the back. Why are you pushing that so hard? Why are you pushing that on this on the children? And then we see a lot of them, and I'm going to use A.B. Hernandez for an example. I get it. People come from broken homes, and you got to at least have one strong parent in a broken home, right? If you were a single mom or a single dad, it's not easy. But a lot of these people have a lot of trauma from when they were younger. A lot of these people have been sexually assaulted when they were younger. A lot of these people come from broken homes. And we got to ask ourselves, do we affirm the brokenness inside them, or do we get them help to fix the brokenness inside them? We need to stop this. I mean, I'll be honest, next month or next year, you guys be prepared. I'm going to put a petition out. I have 5 months of my pillow parades. So this was men in underwear. If you got kids around, probably don't want to see it. I was thinking the other day, when my kids were younger and I was doing this, and my mom would help out, and when she was around and help out, my mom always watched my live streams. But I remember I had to text her once because we were at one of this trans Tifa. There was a lot of bad stuff going on and everything like that. And then under my mom's name, it said, "Hi, Dad." And I think it was my daughter. And I was like, I text back on my other phone, "Don't let her watch this." We always try to keep it PG-13 around here, but when we're out in the streets, we can't control what happens. But this was a pride parade filmed by Frontlines from Turning Point USA. And look at all the kids out. I don't get it. Depravity, I don't know. Is that Matt? Oh, is that Matt? I see penny loafers. I don't see the Oreo Crespito, though. Look at those kids right there. And there was also a lot of other videos. We might play some throughout. This is a long month. We might play some. But my stomach wasn't up to it for some of the nastiness that was going on, and it's only June 2nd. Check this out. This guy was at the Gay Pride Parade in West Hollywood. And he said a guy told him that Trump oppresses the LGBT, then admitted his life hasn't changed since Trump took office. Let's listen to this.
Dictate. Do you feel President Trump is oppressive to the LGBTQ community?
Very much.
How has your life changed since Trump entered the White House?
I haven't quite felt any changes quite myself. I don't know if maybe I may just be blind to it.
Do you feel a child should have to wait till they're 18 to transition, or should they be able to start taking things such as hormone therapy and other procedures once they're in their teenage years?
I think we should allow the children to do what they want to do. I think we should allow children to transition. I think we allow the medical professions to be the medical professions and stop letting politics dictate as if they went to medical school and know what can and can't happen with the child transitioning. I feel they're just speaking and they're not actually picking up research articles and looking into it to see what the actual disadvantages are.
So what we're hoping, if you mutilate a child's private areas, if you're going to do gender mutilation, you should be in prison, without a doubt. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Could you imagine Caden at 8 years old saying, "Dad, I identify as a bodybuilder," and me going into the pediatrician and be like, "Hey, he wants some steroids." All right, we'll start off with decaderbalin, and then we'll do this steroid, and then it's the same insanity, folks. The same insanity, and it's just crazy. How about this one? We are past. I think why people say that Trump, what that person had no examples of, and we've seen that by 5 months on the calendar. But take a listen to the look at the difference between like a Biden administration and a Trump administration. How many remember some of this?
Welcome to the White House.
Thank you.
Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Year. Happy Pride Life.
Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Year. Happy Pride Life. That sounds like, man, they're really oppressed people.
Yeah! Transgender children.
You are beautiful.
You are heard.
You belong.
You are understood.
You are loved.
And you belong. One of the bravest and most inspiring people I've ever known.
The bravest and most inspiring people he's ever known. I think that said everything you need to know. I love when people say, "But I'm a Catholic and transgender people and these people are the bravest." You know, the brave ones are some of our founders, those people that have spilt blood, the people that get deployed to fight for our freedoms, for our ability to exercise our First Amendment right, for me to be able to say to you right now what I'm saying without government oppression on me. Those are my heroes. I'm just going to let you know that right now. Those are my heroes. I think about that constantly when I'm doing my job. When I was out there Friday night, and I don't think that officer recognized who I was and thought if they just gave an order for us to go to a free speech area that we would, oh, they're conservatives. They follow the law. They'll listen. Well, I know the law. And there's people that fought, and have died for me to be able to be out there exercising my First Amendment right. Not in a free speech area. My First Amendment is good wherever I go. Good wherever I go. I got a couple constitutions over there. I've read it. I'm working on getting some Constitution wallpaper for the back, actually, and then a framed Bill of Rights in the office. I want it to be absolutely what allows me to do this. But let me finish this up.
I mean, you're welcome. Good folks.
Can we take a little video? Hi, Mr. President. It is an honor. Trans rights are human rights.
Gay news.
It's so damn. Are we topless at the White House?
That's what you call a pervert, not a woman. And it's so funny when these people identify with women. I've seen a great meme, and it was like, if you're a woman, why do you have to wear makeup like a clown? You look like a rodeo clown. Women don't do that. Women don't act like that. But we know what it is. And I thought this was funny. This was from either last year or the year before. You know, with all these LGBT activists saying, we stand with the Middle East, we stand with our Muslim brothers and sisters. I want you to do a comparison, and we shared this last year and I think the year before. Let's look at this comparison between BMW, or between companies in the USA versus in the Middle East. See, Mercedes-Benz is a rainbow emblem. Normal emblem in the Middle East. I wonder why. BMW, United States, BMW, Middle East. Cisco, rainbow, normal. Lenovo, Middle East. Bethesda, Middle East. Again, I don't know who educates these people. I really don't. I really don't know who educates these people. So California Republicans, we talked about this at the beginning of the show. California Republicans in the Assembly, this is from Ashley Zavala, tried to suspend the Constitution to bring AB to the floor, AB 12 to the floor, which would halt California's updated low carbon fuel standards from going into effect. So we know in July that these new fuel standards, there's estimates anywhere from 62 to 84 cents a gallon over time as they implement these new low carbon fuel standards. So Republicans said, hey, Democrats, you're so worried about the low income and the people and the cost of living. We'll give you an out right here. Come join us on our side and see what you can do. And that failed. That absolutely failed. And then guess what happened after that? Assembly Democrat leaders are now skipping Republican bills on the floor to retaliate against them for doing this and trying to bring AB 12 to the floor. So there's a retaliation. We got, again, a major majority Democrat control. And we see it. We see it. If you guys ever want me to take you on a tour of like the grocery stores, take you to different gas stations, show you how it's what is it, June 2nd, and you can go find gas for $5.45 a gallon in the Central Valley. We'll go ahead and do that. But this one is my favorite right now. This one is my favorite. Attorney General Rob Bonta is a far left activist. He's the one that him and Newsom are constantly suing school boards, taking away parental rights when school districts like Chino Valley said, hey, we're going to notify our parents if our children have a mental health problem where they're saying they want to change their name or identify as a different gender. We need to let the parents know this is something serious that needs to be dealt with at home. Nope, that's a forced outing policy. Well, as he's sitting here trying to bash Trump, I want you to enjoy looking at the crowd. I retweeted this and I said he could have got a booth at Denny's. They literally could have saved the time, money, and effort, not had all those props up there, not wasted all this money.
We had to take Trump to court 23 times.
Look at that.
More lawsuits than weeks in his term.
Listen to that. He's bragging about taking Trump to court 23 times. And listen to this enthusiastic audience he has there.
We had to take Trump to court 23 times.
Look at, you got probably 6 there. You got 2 up front in that group there. Look at that. And you know, I'm pretty sure 60% of them are staffers or media.
Lawsuits than weeks in his.
This goes right along with the polling that we're seeing on Democrat approval. It's all about obstructing Trump, go after Trump. They have no policies of their own that people will support. They have no policies that Americans can get behind. No policies that they could say, hey, our policy is better than the Republicans in this stance. Nothing. I thought that was epic. Check this out. Our good buddy Hernando Ace over there in San Antonio, Texas. Give him a follow if you haven't. But he was out documenting, and he was also assaulted. Assault, bodily injury is a misdemeanor. It said criminal flees the scene. I have his vehicle license plate number. I'm not injured. This is part of the job, so prayers for him. And again, I said this the other day when those independent journalists were in Seattle, And like Jonathan Cho and all them were being assaulted by Trans Tifa. And I said, give those people a big shout out, because when you go out and you cover these events, it is very dangerous and you're putting a lot on the line. And that includes Hernando and those other folks that are going to these anti-ICE protests. Speaking of ICE, check this one out. Knox County, Tennessee, on Saturday, Ivan Martinez Salinas was arrested for assault, physical contact, and rape. He's on an immigration hold. Now, I don't know. I'm going to have to talk to Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff. Where did he find the time to have rape somebody when all he's supposed to be here doing, all they do is pick vegetables? They don't commit crimes, according to Democrats. They commit crimes. They had a terrorist attack yesterday. How about this one? We arrested Salvadorian MS-13 gang member Moses Alberto Figueroa Bonilla May 27th at his residence. His membership in the violent transnational terrorist gang was confirmed, and he was considered a clear threat to the community. He also proved he has no respect for our nation laws by continuing to return to the United States despite 4 previous removals. Repeat removals of MS-13 members show why ICE has ramped up efforts to remove criminal aliens as quickly as possible, where our friends at CBP are working around the clock to prevent illegal re-entry. Man, that's just crazy. How about this one? Following a record month of Maine Border Patrol arrest, officials working on the Holton sector say a second alleged MS-13 gang member has been arrested. Officials say he was from El Salvador, where he is wanted for murder.
MS-13 as following a record month of Maine Border Patrol arrests, officials working the Holton sector say a second alleged MS-13 gang member has been arrested. We don't know where and how exactly the suspect was found, but officials say he's from El Salvador, where he was wanted for murder. Back in February, the Trump administration designated MS-13 as a foreign terrorist organization. And
thank God they did that. Just absolutely insane. Really quick, let me put this up on the screen here. If it will go. Let's see. There we go. Let's see. It's a little slow right now. I don't know if it's up on your side. It's not showing that it's accepted. Hold on. Let's try this again. There we go. If you're looking for a great place online for news, discussion, and entertainment, then check out Truth Social, Donald Trump's social media website. You'll get breaking news stories and commentary from top media figures. If you want to see Trump's legendary Truth Social post, then get on Truth Social today. Join a growing community of patriots on a free speech platform designed to avoid censorship and cancellation by big tech. Make your voices heard. Join the movement. Join Truth Social. We are Oreo_Express on Truth Social. So go check them out. Check this one out. Is this it? And we talk about this, and this kind of reflects what we've seen in San Diego. We're seeing these people, these mobs of violent people that have assaulted ICE, that have deterred them from getting criminal illegal aliens out of the country. And check this one. The Daily Mail put this up. The Daily Mail also did an awesome story on the assault out there, by the way. But take a look at this. Let me see if this one's going to...
One bite of 100% Angus beef ballpark friendly, you'll say. Oh, yeah. It's ballpark season.
This is the Massachusetts councilwoman.
Don't fucking touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. She hasn't done anything. Let her go. Please let her go. Let her go. She hasn't done anything. She's traumatized. She's my constituent. She's my constituent.
Well, you can go to the station when she gets her bail, okay?
She has done nothing. What are you doing? Why are you arresting her? Why are you arresting her?
Counsel, you cannot back up, man. You have to back away. Back away. You gotta back away. Back away. Get your hands off of us. Back up.
Absolutely not. Back away and get your hands off of us.
Jesus, bro.
Why is that person not in jail? That's what I want to know. And hopefully that's happening. And listening to Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons. Common sense question. We've seen it over and over, but take a listen to this because we have Democrats that are encouraging communities to obstruct federal law enforcement officials, ICE officials, from doing their jobs, doing what Americans voted for. Take a listen to this.
Why they wear masks?
I'm going to answer the mask question. So, no, not the mask, the mask. So, a lot of agencies were invited to come out 2 weeks ago in Los Angeles where we ran, where ICE officers were doxxed. So let's just say that again. People are out there taking photos of the names, their faces, and posting them online with death threats to their family and themselves. So I'm sorry if people are offended by them wearing masks, but I'm not going to let my officers and agents go out there and put their lives on the line and their family on the line because people don't like what immigration enforcement is. They are wearing those masks because we ran an operation with the Secret Service where we arrested someone that was going online, taking their photos, posting their families, their kids' Instagram, their kids' Facebooks, and targeting them. So let me ask, is that the issue here, that we're just upset about the masks? Or is anyone upset with the fact that ICE officers' families were labeled terrorist?
Same thing they've done. They're getting back around to it. It kind of slowed down for a little. They still dox. They still think they can do that. But again, these officers' families, their children, and it's disgusting. Actually, I'll play a voicemail from last night. We were on a walk. And my phone rang, and I thought it was, I didn't recognize the number, and it was actually a phone that I don't answer normally, but I've been answering it for the last couple of days because it's an old phone number that's only used for live streaming anymore, but some of the old media had that number. So in order to respond to media, and then this was one of those voicemails, and so I answered the phone. We were on a walk, and I hear, "Is this Josh Fulfer?" I said, "Yes, it is." They said, "Is this the guy that was blowing the megaphone outside Buchanan Stadium or outside the track meet?" And I said, "Yes, it is." You just going off saying he was going to F me up and all these things. And I'm sitting there listening to him. I hit speaker so Rachel could hear. And he thought he was pretty tough calling me. And so then I just hung up the phone, and then he called back. I answer, and I said, "Hey, you know what? All I want to tell you is trans women are men." And I hung up. And then he calls back again, and he does this here. Let me see. Why won't it? I don't know why it won't go on.
815 Athens Avenue, Oakland, California. Daniel Barber, you fucking hate-filled, cowardly fucking cunt.
Not gonna play it again. I should have gave you a warning. I'm sorry. I apologize. So then after that, I get home, and but all this is being reported again. We told you once this came out, once the violent trans Tifa attacked me, there'll probably be attempts on destroying my property at my home and everything else. This is the way the left works. The same thing they're doing to ICE agents. It's no difference when you expose these mentally ill folks for who they are. And they're imposters. That's what they are. And we're going to continue fighting for truth keep telling you the truth. And I want to say a big shout out and thanks to Mom Egg Swift for the challenge. And I will go check to make sure something else. But before we do that, I don't know if you guys were here on the last one, but you got a couple days to get this stuff, to get it before Father's Day. Check this out. This is one of the mugs we got. It says, "You're a great dad, really, really great, very special, very handsome. Other dads, losers, total disasters. Everyone agrees, believe me." And then we got the incognito MAGA shirt. That's what I call it. It's just dad with the American flag. We got that in a couple different colors. And then the Punisher American flag skull with the Make America Great Again. So if you guys want to grab any of that, we would appreciate it. Again, you can go to theoreoexpress.com/shop. We got a whole online store. We got this hat, Awake Not Woke. It's one I like to wear the most. I'll be heading to the city council meeting tonight in Clovis. So I won't be live there, but I might get some video or something if anything interesting happens. I will be speaking partially on thanking some of the people that came out to the press conference on Thursday, and the fact that just some other stuff I think you guys know. But I want to say thank you for you all tuning in. Let me make sure that we didn't get anything on Zelle really quick. Yeah, when I got gas today, I found it for $4.79. It's pretty bad when you're excited about that, and it fluctuates. But I'm like, $4.79. Think about it. I could be somewhere where it was $2.99 a gallon. Let's see. Come on. Let me check this out. No, we are all good on that. So thank you to those who did help. Again, if you want to help us out, Venmo at Oreo Josh, Cash App, $Oreo Army. We have givesendgo.com/Oreo 2024. And if you do Zelle, because you do online banking or mobile banking, we have our Zelle address on our website, theoreoexpress.com. We are 100% viewer funded. Thanks to you guys, we're able to do what we do. We will see you soon. I'll be back later in the night, probably 8:39. So if anything breaks, we'll go live. But until the meantime, we're going to get ready for that city council meeting, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you and have a blessed afternoon. Take care, guys. I didn't have this set up for you yet. I'm fired.
I hear every day about the products you all wish MyPillow carried. Well, guess what? We probably do. Slippers, bathrobes, pet beds, blankets, mattresses, sleepwear, loungewear, duvets, comforters, pot holders, aprons, oven mitts, and so much more. And they're all on sale. For example, get our best-selling standard MyPillows for only $14.98. Body pillows, $29.98. 6-piece bath towels or kitchen towel sets, just $29.98. Multi-use MyPillow 2.0s with pillowcase, $9.98. Save $40 on our Spring Percale and Giza Dream bedsheet sets. Any size, any color, and so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save up to 80% on all MyPillow products. And I've never done this before. When you spend $100 or more, you're going to get 2 standard MyPillows absolutely free.
Well, hop above the Oreo Express, where truth don't hide and we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. in the heart of this land. Oreo Express. Let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, in the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll.